Hey guys, what you see completely torn apart on my shop floor is the vintage Sears Coldspot 30 dehumidifier. Actually, it's pretty cool. I don't think you've ever seen the inside of this on my channel. But, yeah. So, it's always a story to tell. Um, if you remember, I got this thing maybe a year ago, maybe a little less than a year ago. I actually don't remember. But for last summer, the end of last summer since we got it, and this summer, we've actually used it in our basement basically daily, and it's worked really well. Um, it normally sits right over there that you can see where the cabinet is and the faceplate. That's where it usually sits. Um, so fast forward to I think it was like 2 or 3 days ago, I came down here to get something and I noticed it sounded like the compressor was running, but I didn't hear the fan motor running. So I thought, oh damn, I hope I didn't burn up the compressor by running just the compressor without the fan motor. So I thought maybe the fan motor seized up. It can't be something too big. Um, so I took it apart and I've been looking at, that's where the fan motor usually goes, and you can see the shroud where the blades go. And then I can't remember, this is the condenser or the evaporator. This coil. I can't remember. I don't know. I'm not super familiar with terminology on these things, but yeah. So here's the motor. I think I'd mentioned in my last video about it. It's a Leece-Neville motor, model HOO11284L. And so what I did was I noticed it said it's thermally protected. So I thought, oh, maybe the thermal fuse cut out. So I took out the thermal fuse. I just bypassed it just to see, because you're really technically not supposed to use these without thermal protectors. So here's the thermal fuse, and it does look like it's been tripped, actually. I can't really tell, but I mean it's all black in there. So it definitely looks like it was tripped. So I simply spliced the two winding leads together. It still wasn't working. So at this point, I really don't know what the problem is. Maybe it could be that there's an open winding somewhere. I don't know. So what I did was I was looking online for Leece-Neville motors, specifically this model. And I did find Leece-Neville motors that are of like the same time period, but they're like all 12-volt DC blower motors. I could not find any information about this model. And apparently Sears used this model motor in all their dehumidifiers, from what I've seen and heard. But yeah, I do know that Leece-Neville is still in business, so I thought about maybe like going to their website and contacting them about information about this model and seeing if maybe they had a modern replacement. But I don't think that would work because this is, once again, it's a unit that's been out of production for a good 40 years. So the motor leads right here connected to the L terminal and the 3 terminal on the relay. And I did try running it before I took the thermal fuse out. I tried running it just a straight 120 volts across these. Nothing happened again. I haven't tried that now that I've taken the thermal fuse out, and I'm kind of scared to, honestly, because I don't want to blow it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to inspect it really closely. Unfortunately, my multimeter broke, so I can't test it, like, for an open winding, unfortunately, if it is an open winding. But I don't know how that would happen. Also, the rotor looks kind of messy. It looks like it got scratched or something. It doesn't look really good. So, I think this motor may have reached the end of its life, so I'll have to probably end up find a replacement of some kind. Maybe like a Fasco motor that is compatible. I know Fasco made motors that were used in dehumidifiers like this, so maybe I'll find one of those. I don't know. So, we'll see. Alright, it's the end of this clip.